Hey YouTube, is me, Mr. PhD,
And I'm Trade Guy.
and here is our first installment for our review for the second episode of Arrow and the third season. Trade God, what did you think?
I liked the episode. In all seriousness, I really did like it. I thought the whole dynamic of Sarah Lance dying was phenomenal. I liked her as a character. I didn't want her to die, but the fact that she did die and I had to roll with the punches kind of made me enjoy it.
Right.
The fact that Kimono, he had a little minor cameo. He comes into town. He's like, I didn't kill her. That made me like, what? And then if you think of like in my mind, when the motorcycle scene where it was Oliver and this strange character going at each other, I honestly thought that it was Thea. And the only reason I thought it was Thea is because of the fact that she hadn't been around for a while, and I didn't know what had happened in between, season 2 and season 3, and this, you didn't know where she was at.
Yeah.
And I was just like, where is she? And then, he was trying to call her, she wasn't picking up the phone calls. It was just a lot of stuff going on, and I was like, maybe it's Thea. And then at the end of the episode, spoiler alert, she turned out to be, I'm assuming in a Spanish country, I'm not sure.
I forget where it said it was.
But she's fighting and she's fighting with swords and stuff, and you're like, ooh, she's getting a little badass, like she's putting in some work.
See, when I saw that, first thing that popped into my mind was Artemis.
Yeah.
But as far as the killer for Sarah Lance, as soon as I saw her get shot, I'm like, that's probably Merlin, because they were both in the League of Assassins,
Yeah.
or however you know it. And I would have thought Thea if I didn't think that Thea maybe didn't have. I don't think she has the skill set yet to just do that, or to be that precise.
Just go after the arrow.
Right. Like, and I don't think she would have had a reason to either.
I mean, but if you think about it, like personally, does she know that Oliver Queen's the arrow?
I don't. No, she doesn't.
So all she really knows is that, but like she already doesn't like the arrow. Like she already doesn't like him.
Well, honestly, I can't say that she does or that she doesn't, because Merlin could have told her. After.
I think it was in there. I think that personally, I think that Malcolm Merlin still being a bad guy, even though he's trying to play the dad role. I think that he's still a bad guy and he's still doing this.
Yeah.
Kind of like, let's train my daughter. Let's train my daughter, get her all the way up, and then right when she's at the peak, and he sends her back to Starling City with everyone. They end up making it. They're gonna have this dynamic fight, and then they're gonna be like, oh my God, you're this that.
Yeah.
And then that's gonna like send Thea over the edge. I don't know if they're gonna do something as drastic as make her just leave, or if they're gonna be like, maybe somebody's about to die.
I think that out of like everybody in the show, Thea was the one with the purest of heart. So I feel like however bad she gets, whatever she does in this season, I feel like she's gonna come back, and I feel like she's gonna be the same old Thea Queen that we know and love, or maybe she's gonna come back and be and help Oliver and Roy, because
I don't think she. I think that the only way they're gonna make that happen, and you already know I don't like Roy, but I think that the only way they can make that happen is if when she comes to town, you have Roy versus Thea, which I think is gonna be an amazing fight. If that happens,
Battle of the Exes.
Oh my God, like that'll be crazy. Like them two fighting each other, because even though she knows that he's had some stuff going on,
right?
She's not gonna be expecting him to be.
She doesn't know to the extent.
Yeah, she doesn't know that now he's the sidekick. He has the costume. He has the bow and arrow. Like she doesn't know all that. She's been gone. So if it's him versus her, and then it's like Oliver, like he's got to be in the middle of that. Like even like what if Oliver doesn't know?
Yeah.
What if he sicks Roy on the Thea and he doesn't even know that?
See honestly, the only reason why I'm pushing toward Thea actually joining Oliver and Roy eventually is because we've seen that Diggle has a baby.
Yeah.
So honestly, I'm just picturing Diggle just driving his daughter to school and to preschool and all that stuff. He's not going to be doing it as much or at all eventually. And Felicity leaving, she's eventually going to come back.
Yeah.
I
think the issue.
Because her and Oliver have that dying, like that dichotomy.
Yeah.
That they're just so right for each other that they just cannot not be together.
The only reason now you mentioned Diggle, like I said, I don't like Roy, and the only reason why I don't like Roy is because he doesn't have a lot of stuff to do. Diggle, like you said, is getting. It seems like he's gearing up to quit.
Yeah.
Not quit, but he's gearing up to like leave because
Right.
Oliver's kind of pushing him out. He's like, you have a baby now. I don't want to be responsible for that, which is honorable.
Right.
It's
Yeah.
honorable.
Yeah. It is.
But if you think about it, we haven't given Roy anything. So it's like Roy hasn't talked that much, so like that. So I think that what we're really gearing up for isn't really for a Thea thing. I think we're gearing up for more of a Roy thing where Roy's gonna take that Diggle spot. Because right now, if we're going
Yeah.
in rank, you got Oliver, then it's Diggle, then it's Roy. Like you like, even though Roy's costume, he's got the bow and arrow, he's got
Right.
the red costume, doing all
I
that
really,
stuff.
yeah, I agree with that because Diggle is going to have to leave for the Green Arrow, Red Arrow, or Speedy, or Arsenal, or however you know him, relationship to be.
Yeah.
Because
Right
if
now it's
you,
not there.
yeah, right. If you've read, I mean, the original sidekick characters: Batman, Robin, Flash, Kid Flash, Aquaman, Aqualad, Green Arrow, and Speedy. So if they're gonna have that Batman Robin relationship to an extent, Diggle has to leave, and he's Oliver is going to be at a point because Felicity's already left. Is going to have to be at a point where it's Oliver and Roy, and then they are like at this place where they like are closer, and they're more like brothers.
Now let me ask you this: what did you think of the Tommy Merlin
Yeah,
cameo? I
because
was like,
that's
oh my
always
God, that's Tommy.
that's always an interesting thing because they go back, flashback in time
Yeah.
to where Oliver was on the island or not on the island or
Yeah.
just not in Starling City. I don't believe it. And what I mean by it, I'm like, I don't believe that. I feel like that's just something that the writers just threw in because I honestly don't believe that Tommy would have went to Hong Kong and gotten captured and his father had to pay a ransom, and his father wasn't really that crazy about Tommy. He loved him as a son, but he probably didn't even like him. And then Oliver comes back and him not say anything about it. I don't believe that. I don't believe that Tommy's not gonna be like, bro, I looked for you in China. What happened? Like, was that you? Was that not you?
I mean, but you gotta think about it. In the little scene where he's got Tommy tied up and everything, and he's like, I used his email account. I knew somebody who was gonna come out here who knew it was gonna be like who knew it was gonna be a rich boy. You're gonna be a great ransom. And then he had Oliver left because the police were coming.
Right.
And then that Asian man, I don't know his name, but the Asian man, he comes in and he's like, he's acting as if he's the police, getting Diggle out, not Diggle, I'm sorry, Tommy out.
Right.
And you're like, oh, okay, well maybe that kind of seals the deal. I think it's kind of sketchy because it's like, oh, your friend's dead, don't look again, and then years later he just comes up. But
yeah.
So even though that happened, it kind of, I mean, if you're not looking too far into it, it kind of works. Kind of, maybe.
Well, I think that's gonna have to be it for right now.
Okay.
Tell us what.
I just wanted to say I give the show right now a 9 out of 10. If anybody's wondering.
I'm gonna give it a 9 out of 10 too. There are so many ways they can take it. I
Yeah.
think it's just gonna be really interesting to see. Tell us in the comment section what you think about this episode, what you think about the series as a whole. What do you think? What are your future predictions as far as what's gonna happen with Thea, Merlin, Sarah's death, Laurel, all of that? Until I see you guys next time, YouTube, take it easy.
Don't forget to stay nerdy.